Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Upland High School Sports. I'm James Mira here with Sean Smith, and we are watching a football game versus Villa Park in Orange County. Villa Park, a population of just like 5,700 people of 2 square miles compared to Upland's 15.6 square miles and 79,000 people here in this city. This game is kind of, first, it's a first home game for Upland High School. We've been on the road, and it's looking like they haven't won a game. They're 0-2 versus Villa Park's 1-1. Villa Park is coming in probably heavily favored over Upland today. Sean, what are the prospects for this game?
Well, good evening, James. First of all, let me just state that it's a true pleasure to be here this evening and watching the Upland Scots go for the first win on the young season. And like you mentioned, despite the fact that they've gone 0-2 to begin the season, they've yet to play an actual baseline league game. So though these non-conference games do count, they don't count against their overall record. They don't have any bearing on their league standings.
They're still considered preseason at this point.
And so last Friday, Upland's coming off a tough loss to Charter Oak High School. They were actually tied 20-20 at the half, but in the second half, the Scots were outscored 13-3, so they lost last week by a score of 33-23. But despite the loss, we saw junior quarterback Jack Jackson play extremely well. The talented junior completed 14 of 24 passes last week for 174 yards and also had 64 yards on the ground on his 12 carries. In addition to that, Laquan Jackson did throw for 2 scores last week.
Laquan Jackson is a beast. Number 8, Laquan Jackson, 220 pounds at 6 feet. He's one of the biggest players on the team, and the most rushing yards per game at 51.5, most passing yards per game, he's being the quarterback, 167, with total yards being 219. Their running back is somebody to watch, Jerome or Spanky Smith, with 74 yards receiving. On defense, we have Keegan Bias Jr. with 6.5 tackles per game, and we have 1 solo sack by Nathan Edmonds.
All right, well, it looks like Villa Park is going to be kicking off to begin this game. They're going to be kicking off to the east end zone. It looks like that is number, can't see the number on the Villa Park kicker, but it's going to number 13. It actually goes out of bounds. That's going to be an illegal procedure to begin this game. As we were just talking about, Laquan Jack Jackson's about to take the field with his Upland High School football teammates here to getting their offense started, trying to get that first win on the season.
Now, a lot of our viewers may be new to football. A lot of our audiences are high school students that maybe are just understanding what high school football is. Kick out of bounds on a kickoff is a penalty. So they bring it out to the 35-yard line, and that's where they'll start.
Just on the 35-yard line, we have number 8, Jack Jansen, in a shotgun formation. He has a single running back to his right. And we get the first play of the game here, a play-action pass. Jackson immediately going past midfield, caught. That is going to be a first down at the Upland 35. It looks like we got a flag already. But on that first play of the game, wide receiver number 21, that looked like it was Dane Gossaran, the junior 6'2" wide receiver on that catch, and it looks like he is shaken up to begin this game. A talented wide receiver, so you don't want to see anybody get hurt, but Dane has become a focal point of this offense, but it's a good sign that he is already up on his feet, and Gossaran might head to the sideline for a couple plays to get his feet under him, but he looks to be okay, which is a great sign for not only Dane Gossaran, but a great sign for the Upland High School offense here. Play action, 25-yard pass, plus an additional 15-yard penalty. They're going to have a nice fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
That was tremendous concentration by Gossaran right down the middle. It's about a 15-yard pass and gets hit immediately And yet he's able to hold on, keep going down, even though his hands were in an awkward position. And then there was a illegal hit afterwards that caused the penalty.
And we have a false start here. Now we're going to repeat.
You can see on the movement on the right side of that line.
And that's going
Didn't understand the count.
That's going to back up the Scots to their 35-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 15 here. We see Laquan Jackson looking at his head coach to get the play call in here, see what they want to do on 1st and long. And it looks like it's number 2, Jerome Spanky Smith in the I formation running back position. Smith hands off to Spanky Smith. And that's going to be no gain. It's going to be 2nd down and long. It looks like he might have lost a yard or 2. It's going to be 2nd down, and we'll say 17.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to get down to the left side A gap between the center and the right guard, or the left guard. And there was maybe a slight opening in the B gap between the tackle and the guard. But yeah, that was all closed up. There was people coming through there before he even hit the line.
Yeah. He lost a couple yards there, and Spanky Smith, he's utilized quite heavily on this offense. He's lined up at the slot position as a wide receiver right now, so it's a 5 wide receiver set. Jackson goes to that direction. That's caught by number 11, Maxall Rodriguez, a 6'4" junior wide receiver.
Yeah, they try to throw it out to the flat there, but they were all over that. So
yeah, it's gonna be 3rd and long here.
Too many yards there.
Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing early here from Jack Jackson. He's gone to his junior wide receivers early here. At first play of the game to Dane Gossaran, which he unfortunately took a nasty hit. I don't think he's back in the game yet. And then they just went to Maxall Rodriguez right there. So it's important for Upland to rely on those junior wide receivers. They need to step it up a little bit. They didn't get a lot of playing time last year, but you're seeing both Rodriguez and Gossaran featured heavily so far in the early goings of this ball game.
Yeah, they haven't had a whole lot of opportunities to run the ball, and the one attempt they had got stuck right away. So we'll see how they proceed this next play.
Yeah, so we'd mentioned Spanky Smith earlier, so Upland's going to be looking from production from Jerome Smith, the wide receiver. He's had a productive start to the season. Spanky's got 10 receptions already on the young season with 150 yards and a touchdown through only 2 games this season, and he's going to look for a strong start to this game as well. And like I had mentioned earlier, you'll also see him, he lines up all over the offensive side of the football. Again, he's in the slot here on this 3rd down and long.
They got trips to the left and one receiver up to the right. Looks like he's at pistol, and there's the snap.
And Laquan keeps it. He's got a crease to run. He makes outside linebacker miss.
Laquan's
going for it. He's all the way to the 20-yard line.
It's not quite to the 1st down, but good run by Laquan. You see why he's the rushing leader of this team.
Yeah, nice 10-yard gainer. So it's going to be 4th and short.
That's a big boy coming at you. 6 foot, 220-pound quarterback that you're having to contend with when you're a smaller linebacker or DB.
Absolutely. Yeah, he picked up a few yards after contact here. He's going to need a big play here to keep this. Oh, looks like he almost drew the VL Park defense offside.
The defense got drawn offsides.
Yeah, that's going to make it 4th and short here. It could be 4th and 1, depending on where they spotted that last one. I wasn't quite sure.
So there's a change in personnel here, considering the yardage.
Looks like Jack Jackson, and it looks like that was number 33 on the Via Park defense. Jesse Martinez, the outside linebacker who drew that penalty. So that's going to be 4th and 1. And we'll see. And handoff to number 1.
Get it, and some more. And there's a flag at the end of the play.
Looks like there's a little roughhousing at the end of the play, and that first down should stand here, and that's going to be a fresh set of downs on the 10-yard line for the Scots here. Impressive first drive, especially considering those couple penalties.
They're waving off the flag.
Yeah, I didn't see enough there to justify throwing a flag there. There wasn't really a whole lot going on there. Just a little, like I had mentioned, a little roughhousing from both sides. So we got a first down and maybe goal to go here. It looks like it's right on that 10-yard line. We see Laquan Jackson coming in here to relay the play to his teammates.
The theme today is neon. Oh, there's a quick rush, from out of the huddle. Hurry up offense. And then he's caught in the backfield before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that was senior running back Nick Bester. Nowhere to go there. He tried to bounce it off to the left outside the tackle, but that was stuffed immediately. They're going to lose a yard or two on that carry. It's going to be second down and goal from about the 11-yard line here. And it's a good sign. We see junior wide receiver number 21, Dane Gossaran, the 6'2" junior, lined up on the outside. He took that hit on the first play of this game, so he's good to go. I wouldn't be surprised to see him targeted here, but that's going off to Nick Bester again, and it looked like he got just back to the original line of scrimmage there. It's going to be third down and 10.
And 27. Also number 27, Sebastian Campbell.
Yeah, it looks like the O-line is having a challenging time making holes for running back.
Yeah, so that's going to be third down and 10. We'll call it third down and 9, actually, for the Scots offense here. Like I was mentioning earlier, we got Dane Gossaran all alone there on the outside. Let's see if Laquan Jackson's going to look his way. And he is going, in fact, to Dane Gossaran. He's got him in the corner, overthrown. It's going to be fourth down and 9.
Yeah, that wasn't an area he could get to. It's thrown behind and out of bounds.
Well, I like the idea.
Yeah.
Dane
A
Gossaran.
lob pass in the corner. Just a little off the target. If you could have thrown a little bit forward, is what you would aim to do. Just try to get it in front, not behind the receiver.
And this is in Jackson Hodeker's range. Number 9, the junior kickers, got the kick down, and that is right through the uprights. Successful first drive. Hodeker gives the Upland Scots a 3-0 lead to start off this non-league ball game here.
So last week, the Highlanders had the opportunity to play at SoFi Stadium, where the Rams play, and it was an electrifying experience. Disheartening loss, they never led the game, but here we see Upland come up top, draws first blood at 3-0 with 8 minutes left in the first quarter.
Okay, well, this is going to be our first look at the Via Park Spartans offense here as they are going to be receiving this kickoff.
I want to announce one of our sponsors for tonight's game. It's brought to you by Cup of Tea and Snacks, located across the street in the Vaughan Shopping Center at Euclid and Foothill. If you're looking for a perfect after-school hangout, this is the spot. They've got all favorite variety of boba drinks and lots of snacks like curly fries, nachos, crispy popcorn chicken.
As Hodeker sets up for the kickoff here, he kicks it. Looks like that's going to be fielded by number 3, Sean Burns. He fields it at the 9-yard line. Burns up to the 25. Burns up to about the 26-yard line on that return. So that's going to bring out the Via Park Spartan offense, which is a little bit of a mystery because the sports department over there at Via Park High School hasn't really done their homework, and they haven't uploaded any of the high school statistics to Max Preps, whereas where we get all of our information to relay over to you guys. So we're going to just have to wait and see by the numbers and the names on our roster sheet. We do have an updated roster, so this looks like at quarterback we have number, still can't see the number, but they do have a 2 running back set. It could be number 2 if I'm not mistaken. No, it's not number 2. It is number 2. And They did not have a number 2 listed on their roster here, so we're going to have to go with.
They do have a Coy Collins. There's a running back back there. Next to the quarterback.
Vince Legata.
Oh, Vince
Number
Legata?
two,
Oh, he was
Vince
number
Legata.
15 last year. All right. We do got an update on the quarterback here. Looks like he switched numbers on us before the game, which is rather inconvenient for us up in the booth. But it is number 2, Vince Legata. He did get a limited playing time last season when he wore number 15, which is what he's currently listed on the roster here. Their quarterback from last season graduated, and Legata got in a couple games. He completed 4 of 8 passes for 88 yards last season and a single touchdown. And we'll see what Legata can do here. The 6'1" senior quarterback out of Villa Park, California. He's got 2 running backs. He hands it off immediately to number 34. Number 34 is wrapped up by that Upland defense. Coy Collins had nowhere to go. That's going to be a loss on the Spartans' first play from scrimmage. Loss of 4 to be exact. It's going to be 2nd down and 14 for the Spartans. So we got Vince Legata, 6'1" senior, very limited experience.
Upland in their usual 3-4 defense with 4 defensive backs.
And another handoff, a halfback
Run
draw.
to the right, but tripped up. Could have probably gone further.
He definitely had a crease there.
Got
He beat the outside there, and he kind of lost his footing, which is fortunate for the Scots defense.
Yeah, there was a gaping hole on that side. If he hadn't tripped, that probably would have been a first down.
Yeah, that misdirection kind of seemed to have fooled the Scots defense there.
Absolutely.
Lucky for them, he only picked up 3 yards. Could have been a little bit more of a gain there had he kept his footing. So it's going to be 3rd down and long on, we'll say, the 24-yard line here for the Spartans offense under quarterback Vince Legata. He's got a single running back. He gets a snap. He hands it off once again to number 34, Coy Collins. He only gets up to the 30, and they are going to be short. An impressive defensive start for the Scots.
Yeah, you get up to about the 30-yard line. That's 5 yards from scrimmage.
And in on that play is number 52, defensive lineman Oscar Hernandez, the senior, 6'4", 225 pounds.
3rd and 6. And they're putting, looks like 7 in the box, 8 in the box.
Yeah.
7. Some shift.
Low snap, gets the punt off. It's going to be a tricky hop here. Takes a big hop.
And
he gets
immediately.
hit
held on to
incredibly
the ball,
hard
though.
there. Number 13, Aiden Salazar. You have to give credit where credit is due because he fielded that tricky bounce, actually jumped about 6 inches in the air to field that way over his head, and he immediately took a hit from that Villa Park defender.
Yeah, he paid dearly for that jump that he had to get to make sure that he caught that ball.
Yeah.
But impressively held on to that ball and didn't cause a fumble. A lot of times you would see that kind of jolting hit become a turnover.
And we see the Upland offense coming out again here, led by Laquan Jackson at quarterback. Looks like he's got a couple running backs flanked at his side. Looks like that could be number 28, Jay Johnson Jr. We got number 10 running off the field. They had too many men off the field, got him off just in time.
No receivers to the right.
A handoff to Jay Johnson Jr.
That's going to the right.
Triple J, that's going to be a hold, looks like. A lot of laundry early on in this game.
3-3, running, 20.
Gains about 1.5 yards on that play.
28. Jay Johnson will go for 33.
And little holding call on the offensive lineman from the Upland Scots here. It's going to set him back. Going to be a 10-yard penalty, and that's going to be a 1st down and 20 to go. And that's going to be 1st down, 20 from their own, we'll say, 22-yard line. That's Jay Johnson lined up at running back alongside Laquan Jackson here on 1st and long. Laquan Jackson waiting the snap from the shotgun position. Catch the snap, another handoff to Jay Johnson here, and he's got nowhere to go. It's going to be 2nd and long here.
That D line is all over the backfield. They're just getting through the holes, and then they're having great vision to be able to
number 53, Turner Hughes from Villa Park, their nose guard or defensive tackle, the 5'10", 220-pound sophomore was all over that run. He didn't get fooled one bit. Makes it a 2nd and long here for the Scots.
It'll almost look like he sat there in the gap waiting for him to just come to him.
And we get Laquan Jackson gets the snap. He looks to pass it. That's a complete. Just dropped it. It's picked up by number 21. Dane Gosran, a heads-up play. Number 13. Aiden Salazar initially had that. He dropped it. Could have been a fumble, but Dane Gosran, the wide receiver, alertly nearby, picks up the ball before it hits the ground, and for a substantial Upland gain of about 9 yards there, and it's going to make it 3rd down and 7 for the Scots.
They were so close together, you wouldn't know which receiver Laquan was going for. But luckily, he was close enough to get that little bobble.
That's going to be 3rd down and 7. Jackson gets the snap, and he goes back to number 2, Spanky Smith. He's got to make 3 people miss, and he nearly did so, but he's going to be wrapped up short. It's going to be we'll call it a gain of 2.5.
5 yards short.
Yeah, it's going to be 4th down and 5. And they got to bring out the punt team here. You don't want to be.
And not this deep.
Yeah, got to play it a little bit conservatively at this juncture of the game. Don't want to give the ball back to Villa Park at this part of the field. Now it looks like it's going to be Jackson Hodeker again to punt. He serves as both the kicker and the punter. Number 0, Lovey Clark from the Spartans is set to receive this punt. Lovey Clark had a little bit of playing time last season. He was actually their leading receiver last season. We'll see what he can do on special teams here as he receives his first punt of the game. Hodeker gets the snap off, a low kick. Gonna be a bit of a tricky bounce. Lovey Clark fields it. Lovey Clark's got a little room to run, but he breaks 2 tackles, but he does not break the 3rd. We'll call it a gain of 3 yards for number 0, Lovey Smith on that punt. It's gonna be 1st down and 10, Spartans on the 35. Aiden Davis, number 26 on the tackle there. And we'll see what Villa Park can do here on their 2nd drive of the game behind number 2 quarterback Vince Legata. Vince Legata is flanked by a single running back. Can't quite see who it is. 1st down and 10 here on the 35-yard line after that low punt by Hodeker. A high snap, a play action. He gets it to number 0, their leading receiver, Lovey Clark. About a gain of 5 there. It's going to be 2nd and 5 for the Spartans. First time we got to see Legata throw the ball this evening. Nice quick release. Nice rebound too. Nice recovery after that high snap. Was able to fake off a handoff to his running back and able to get a nice firm pass in there for a 5-yard completion to start off this drive. And we see number 7, Alex Samuel, lining up on the outside here at wide receiver. He hasn't been targeted yet. We got a 4 wide receiver set. Number 3, Sean Burns going in motion. And we see a handoff to number 21. And that's going to be 3rd and short.
6-3.
It's going to be 3rd and... We're going to call it 3rd and short here. 3rd and 1 to be exact. I've seen the Villa Park Spartans be favoring the run early. I think they've only thrown one pass so far. Granted, it's early in the game, but looks like their head coach is going to be sticking to that game plan here. And looks like they're going to be running again. Legata looks like he got stuffed, and he is not going to make it. It looked like he had a chance.
Yeah, it looks like forward progress is going to be a yard forward, from this spot, so
Oh, the refs
it's
are
going to
giving
be a
them-
first down.
Yeah, they
this
give-
will be the first down for either team. Well, no, sorry, for Via Park.
Yeah. Somewhat.
Upland's has a couple, 2 first downs on their drives. This will be Via Park's first down.
Rather favorable spot for the Spartans there. They got Coy Collins back at running back. First down and 10 here, and a handoff to Coy Collins. He's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. Actually, we'll call it just behind the line of
He
scrimmage.
actually runs into his own fullback, and it causes him to stutter, and then the Highlanders are able to wrap him up.
Yeah, that play didn't really develop nicely at all from the start. Well, the tackle there is going to be credited to senior defensive lineman Oscar Hernandez.
Now, often what happens is that a defensive player will drive a player back, manhandling him, and Oscar Hernandez is a big boy there. I think he's like 6'3", and was able to drive his person back, and that caused the running back to run into him.
Here we are, second and 11. Looks like number 3, Sean Burns again in motion. And a high snap, a bobble on the snap, but Legata alertly picks it up, gets back to the line of scrimmage. May have picked up a half yard there. We'll see where the ref spots it. It's going to be 3rd and 10, possibly 3rd and 9.
That's a great heads-up pickup by Legata.
In a Legata La Vida. Was able to...
He had to, do a high five to get that ball, and then is able to make something of it, although it wasn't much.
Well, it's better than a fumble recovery for a touchdown,
right.
which it looked like it had the potential to be. Is when I saw that,
sure.
yeah, that snap from the center sailed about a foot over his head, and it had a little velocity on it, but Legata alertly was able to keep that in his possession, because it did look like that was going to be the case.
Yeah, it would have been a
from the start.
disaster if it was like an inch over, because that was just an inch higher than it was, and that would have drove him way back.
Just a quick word from our sponsors here. Hungry after school? Head to Cup of Tea and Snacks in the Vaughn Shopping Center at Euclid and Foothill. They've got boba, they've got curly fries, they've got nachos and popcorn chicken. Everything that the students at Upland High School love. Get 15% off with your Upland High School ID.
Whoa, 15%. We're getting an advantage over here.
Absolutely.
At Upland.
That means if you spend $100 at Cup of Tea Snacks, you're only going to be paying $85.
$85 worth of boa.
Back to action here. It's 3rd down and 11. Here at the beginning of the second quarter, this game's flying by. There's been a lot of running plays so far. Clock's been running constantly throughout here. It's 3-0 Upland here with at the beginning of the second quarter.
Upland with three down linemen and 3 linebackers.
See if they can hold off Vince Legata here on 3rd and 11. Only seen him throw the ball one time.
Looks like we're in a nickel package.
Legata here, I can't quite see who that running back is. Flinked to his left, he gets the snap. He's looking to throw. He completes it to number 7, and Alex Samuel.
All over that. Upland well prepared for that one with showing nickel package, prepared for some kind of pass. And as long as you're keeping the players under you and not getting too past, the first down yard marker, you're going to be all right.
And it looks like Via Park is not playing it too conservatively here. They are going for it on 4th and 6 here. Important part.
Spread offense.
Important.
Oh, a little bit of trickery here. Gets it back under center in a 5 formation all of a sudden.
And it looks like Vince Legata might be trying to draw him offside. He goes back into shotgun formation.
Yep.
They still got a couple seconds left here on the play clock.
And they're going to call that penalty. And then you took too long. I don't think he was aware of that play clock.
Good.
Oh, no, it was a timeout there. That was right on the button.
I'd like to announce our Scott's Athletic Foundation 2025 board member.
All right. So, Upland High School principal led by Dr. Martine Gomez, and then we have over at Via Park, Dennis McCushion. And Villa Park, a tiny city, only 2 miles long, and about 5,700 people. It's a stark contrast to Upland's 15 square miles, 15.6 to be exact, and close to 79,000 people.
Yeah, it's actually the smallest city in all of Orange County, based on not only its population, but its small size as well. Villa Park is located just off the 55 freeway, tucked in between the cities of Anaheim and Orange. And just as I'm discussing its geographical location, they are back on the field trying to convert this. No, it looks like they are going to punt now.
They're not small on the field, though. You wouldn't know it by the way the team is playing.
And Villa Park gets that punt off. And the punt is caught. And it looks like Spanky Smith was able to get a minimal gain here, but there is going to be a penalty. We'll wait for the referee's notification here of what that penalty may be. As we wait word from the referee, the Upland High School offense getting ready for the third. That's going to be a personal foul. That's a blindside block.
Yeah, so you can't block somebody when they're turned around. If they're running somewhere and you hit them from the back. That'd be the blindside block, and that is illegal, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's going to set back the Scots offense 15 yards, and they're going to be here at about the 18. We'll call it the 17-yard line here. It's going to be 1st and 10, deep in their own territory here. So Laquan Jackson's going to be. You want to be somewhat careful with the ball. You don't want to turn it over at any point in the game, but especially deep in your own.
Sure.
Deep in your own side of the field here. And Laquan Jackson alone there in the backfield, 5 wide receivers. Spanky Smith motions, and Laquan's going to keep it. He's going to try to bounce it to the outside, and he is tackled out of bounds after a gain of about 5 or 6 yards there. Number 7, Alex Samuel there on the tackle.
Gavin Garcia, number 7. Sorry. You're right. That's Alex Samuel on Villa Park side. Sophomore, 6 foot, 173-pound sophomore.
And that's going to be 2nd down and 4 after that 4-yard run by Jack Jackson. And we've got a single running back formation here. Actually, 2 running back formation in that week. And they drew the Villa Park offsides there. Nice. Yep. That's going to make it 2nd and short there. 2nd and 1.
So Upland's getting creative on their counts. Sometimes you're in that huddle, you'll say like on 3, meaning like hut, hut, hut on the 3rd hut. So it looks like they're going on set. So they're like set, and like you can count 1 louder, like say set, hut, and then everybody takes off, thinking that that's the count.
2nd and 1. Jackson hands off. Number 6, Richard Coleman, stuffed up there, and I don't think Coleman's going to get that. We'll see if they give him forward progress on that, but it looked like he was bunched up pretty early from the start of that play. And that's going to be 3rd and short, no gain on that play. Coleman unable to break through there, and it looks like Jackson's going to keep that one. He might have picked up a little bit at the end, perhaps just enough, and I think the referee is going to give him that 1st down. He's got to wait for the spot. 1st down for Jackson. Took him 2 runs to get that single yard, but the 6 foot, 225 Jack Jackson able to push through the defensive line of Villa Park. Gives the Scots a fresh set of downs here, and we see single back shotgun formation here. Laquan Jackson. He's got number 6, Richard Coleman, to his side. Jackson looking to pass here. He's going deep to number 2, Spanky Smith. Perfect pass. That's going to be a gain of 18 yards. We saw Spanky Smith cut across the entire field on that crossing route, and Jackson delivers an absolute dime on 1st down there, and that's going to get Upland to midfield here. We like to see Jackson open up the passing game here. He's such a talented runner that we often forget the arm talent he possesses, and he showed it off there. We're seeing him become more and more comfortable behind the pocket. And play action pass back to Smith here again. Spanky Smith's got a little worm to work with. It's going to be a gain of about 5 yards here. He's wrapped up at about the 50-yard line. Wrapped up by number 13, Lucas Sands, the 5'8" junior quarterback for the Spartans here. It's going to be 2nd down and 5 after that 5-yard completion from Jackson to Smith. And we got Dane Gossaran back in the game here. The 6'2" wide receiver here, number 21, waiting for the play call from head coach Daryl Thomas there.
Second and 5. On the right side.
We get number 28, Jay Johnson Jr. pushing through for a 1st down, a successful run. I like how Jay Johnson had no hesitation there. He got the handoff and immediately hit that gap and was able to push for a gain of about 6 and give the Scots another 1st down here. It's been quite an impressive drive. They've been mixing in the pass and the run as well. Nice balanced offensive attack.
Yeah, he hit that hole wickedly fast. And that led to a 1st down and kind of surprised everybody on that Via Park defense.
And that's going to be another 1st down for the Scots. As I had just mentioned, we see Jackson in a single running back formation. We got a timeout called with 8 minutes and 20 seconds. Coach Daryl Thomas calls the 1st timeout of the half. Upland going to talk it over, see what they want to do here on 1st and 10. Saw something in the defense perhaps that he didn't like. I like what I've seen early from the passing game here. We've seen Laquan Jackson not only look downfield, but he's been accurate. We've seen
we're not seeing drop passes.
Not at all. The only drop pass we saw was that pass at
to the end zone on the right side, just throwing a little bit behind. Everything else has been right on the money. And they're starting to get a little bit of success on the running game. The 1st quarter, they were just absolutely shut down by Via Park's defense. But they're starting to show a little bit of life, and their O-line is starting to get a handle. So they might be considered a little bit undersized. I mean, the quarterback, Laquan Jackson, is 220. And there's only a handful of players on the team that are bigger than he is, and they're on that O-line.
Now play action pass on 1st down here. Laquan Jackson has a little work to do, but he's going to make something out of nothing here. He's going to pick up about 3 yards after that play action pass was blown up from the start. A heads-up run by Laquan Jackson. Alertly escapes the pressure, rolls out to the outside, and was able to avoid being sacked and turned it into a decent little gain. And 4-yard run on that play, on a broken play.
Yeah, he's running around like he's about to throw it, even though he's past the line of scrimmage. It's a little bit worrisome, I think, when you're an offensive coordinator, seeing him run like that. He's not tucking the ball away. It's just like out in the open.
And we see number 14, wide receiver Zachary Richards on the outside there, opposite of Dane Gossaran on the opposite side. And he's going to number 2, and Spanky Smith is lit up. That is definitely an incompletion. And Smith took a nasty hit from number 0, Lovey Clark, the leading receiver on Via Park, but he's also their leading tackler on defense, a strong safety. Read that play immediately, and he laid a pretty significant hit on Spanky Smith there, and he had no chance. Luckily, that ball fell to the ground before any Spartans defenders could get their hands on it for an incomplete pass. That's going to be 3rd down and 6 for the Scots here. And we see number 28 running back Jay Johnson remaining in the game here, in addition to number 13 Aiden Salazar, wide receiver, Spanky Smith in the slot, and big Dane Gossaran on the outside. We'll see what Coach Daryl Thomas has in store here. Quan Jackson
Via Park showing a blitz, and that blitz was effective because they covered up that backfield very quickly. It looked like they had 7 in the box there.
Yeah, running back Johnson was met immediately by number 4 Maverick DeClercq, the middle linebacker out of Villa Park, the 5'11" junior. Just burst through that hole, and he met Jay Johnson immediately behind the line of scrimmage, resulting in a loss of 1 yard, making it 4th down and 7, definitely out of field goal range here.
Yeah, when you have 7 down linemen going towards you, somebody's going to be open.
And Upland is going for it. You like to see the high school level of commitment to going for it on 4th down here. You don't see it quite as much at the professional and Division I college levels, but at the high school level, you don't have a kicker who could consistently drill 55-yard field goals like you see on TV. So,
well, we've had them though. I recall we've had the Van Ginkel brothers kicking 60-yard field goals back in the day. Let's say back in the day, you're looking at 2009, 10,
yeah,
2015, I want to say.
That was quite the era of Upland High School football, and looks like a 60-yard field goal would be about what Upland would need right now. So where are the Van Ginkels when you need them?
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, yeah. Well, all 5 of their children, 4 of them were kickers. 1 was a linebacker. Have all graduated since, and so there are no more Van Ginkels kicking 60-yard field goals.
Do you think the 4 kicker brothers ganged up and made fun of the linebacker brother?
Right.
Was there like a role reversal there?
Yeah. And Luke Van Ginkel, the youngest, not the youngest, the second to the youngest who would kick 60-yard field goal, was also their strongest guy. He was a bodybuilder, weightlifter. It was one of California's strongest man weightlifting contests. Was the kicker.
Low punt. Jackson Hodeker's he still got that off and was able to at least give his team something. That could have been a lot worse. That was not a fieldable snap from the center there, and Hodeker was able to get his kick just in the nick of time.
To differentiate what I said earlier about a kickoff, when you're starting after a touchdown or starting the game or a quarter, a half, you have the kickoff, and that, when it goes out of bounds, it's illegal. But on a punt, it can go out of bounds, and sometimes you want to do so to prevent the returners from being able to return the ball.
All right, we'll see if Villa Park can do anything here on their 3rd possession of the ball game. They've had a difficult time in generating any sort of offense. Legata immediately gets a completion to Lovey Clark. Need to keep an eye on Lovey Clark. He's everywhere on offense and everywhere on defense. He was out in the slot there, took a quick out from Legata, I should say, and was able to pick up a couple of yards there. Aiden Davis, number 6 on the tackle there, keeping that gain to a minimum.
He gained, he did that quick out and then got a few yards, but then he kind of slanted backwards, and I think he lost a couple yards on that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like there. As you look at the replay, he looked like he definitely had a 5 to 7 yard gain easily, and then he did try to make a little, got a little greedy and ran backwards. You see a shotgun formation here. Vince Legata waiting for his snap on 2nd down and 7, fakes the run, fakes the handoff, I should say. Legata's wrapped up. He's going to be sacked. Great penetration by that defensive line for Upland. And Keegan Bias Jr., the outside linebacker, made initial contact, and he's going to get credited for his 1st sack of the game. Overall, Keegan Bias has been pretty active on the defensive side of the football. That's going to be his 2nd sack on the season to go along with his 14 tackles. Not bad at this early juncture of the season. Yeah,
so that would make Upland's total of 3 sacks for the season, and I think that jumps up his tackles per game.
And we see 3rd down and 10 here. Vince Legata here in another shotgun formation. He's probably going to be looking to number 0, and he is. And nice, firm pass. He's got quite the chemistry and connection there with Lovey Clark, that wide receiver, number 0, I just mentioned. And he is going to pick up that 1st down. A nice looking pass there from Legata. I think we're going to see a lot more of Legata throwing the football the remainder of this game. It kind of seems like their best option here because they haven't been able to get any sort of running game early on in this game. And I'm liking what I'm seeing from Legata. Quick release, nice tight spiral, and he's been pretty accurate from what I've seen so far. It's a fresh set of downs, and we'll see what Legata's got in store for us here.
You got a spread offense, and quickly goes out to his right.
And Legata, again, the Legata-Clark connection is real. That's Clark's 4th catch already in the half, and it's going to be 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, quickly gets out after a 4-yard pickup.
Yeah, 2nd down and 6 to go for the Spartans. And just as I had mentioned, we see Legata, we see him not hesitating to throw. He's pretty confident with where he wants to go with the football, and more often than not, that's in the direction of Lovey Clark. And Lovey Clark here is on the outside here in a 4-wide trips left here, and we see Lovey Clark motioning a little bit, and Legata's looking his way, but he goes to number 7, Alex Samuel, and that's going to be another 1st down. Still got some work to do. 10 or 11-yard pickup on that. Number 2, Spanky Smith, the wide receiver, defensive back 2-way player on that tackle, kept it to a 12-yard pass. So it's going to be another fresh setter down here for the Spartans, and it looks like VS Sparks they're kind of adjusting their game plan here on the fly, realizing that they're having a lot more luck through the air than they are with anything they're trying to do on the ground. As I mentioned, that's 1st and 10 here, and another single running back shotgun formation. Number 20, Justin Lahan, is near Legata. Legata back to pass again. He's going deep to number 0, Lovey Clark again. This could be trouble. Lovey Clark's at the 20-yard line. 23-yard pass.
That's the biggest pass of the game. Definitely by Via Park, but I don't think there has been a longer pass this game.
Lovey Clark has been everywhere tonight on defense and offense, especially offense, and especially this drive. Got to keep an eye on the 5'11", 165-pound senior 2-way player out of Via Park. And right off the bat, I mean, the first thing you got to do is locate him on the field, because that's where Legata's going every time. And right now, you got Legata in the slot with, well, not Legata in the shotgun, and you got Lovey Clark in the slot here, number 0. And you got Lovey Clark again in motion, fakes motion, goes back, he's on the run, but Legata's running in the opposite direction. He's got a little room to run.
No one saw that coming.
And that's going to be a 12-yard run for Legata. Number 24 on the tackle for Upland, saved a touchdown. Andrew Valenzuela. It's going to be 1st and goal from, we'll call it the 4-yard line. Good play calling there. As I was just talking about how you got to keep an eye on Lovey Clark, and everybody
was.
And Legata ran in the opposite direction and picked up an easy 12 yards, almost picked up a touchdown there. So the Upland High School defense has got some work to do. They're going to have to stand strong and try to keep the Spartans out of the end zone here.
We see a 4-4 here on defense.
And number 34, the running back, gets the carry.
Squeezing to the left. They're calling for, the Spartans are calling for a touchdown, but I think he might be an inch short.
Yeah, it looked like number 34, Coy Collins, the running back, is just short. It looked like a 3-yard run, stopped just shy of the goal line. This could be 2nd down in inches. They're inside the 1-yard line. I won't be surprised here to see a quarterback sneak from number 2. Quarterback Vince Legata here, and that's exactly what he's doing. It looks like they got it. We'll see. And that is a touchdown for the Spartans.
Forward progress will make that a touchdown.
Legata, 2 impressive runs. He had that 12-yard run a couple plays ago that set up this 1-yard touchdown run. We'll call it a 6-inch touchdown run to be exact, because he was less than a yard away, but he powered through that Upland defensive front. I think they could have been a little fatigued on that drive. It was a long drive for the Spartans, and the defense was on the field for a long period of time there. And I think we saw the effects of that firsthand those last few plays as the Spartans just kind of ran the ball straight into the end zone here. Number 15 is on for the extra point, but we got a formation change, and it looks like number 3 is behind quarterback. That's actually a defender. And we're seeing a lot of trickery here, and then number 15 once again is going back to kick this field goal. And their kicker Lang, and kick is good. It is 7-3 Spartans. And Upland is trailing for the first time in this game.
Very defensive game. Slow start, 3-7 with 2 minutes 43 left in the second quarter.
Yeah, Upland still has ample time to put together a complete offensive drive here. They're not going to have to air it out just yet, but they are going to have to be mindful of the clock here.
Yeah, this is where you put in the 2-minute drill, where you practice getting the ball out quickly, stopping the clock, get to the huddle quickly when it's a run or a tackle infield. So a lot of strategies here. I think we still have on Upland side 2 timeouts left.
And we got Richard Coleman and back to receive the kick there. And it looks like that's going to be a short kick, and that's fielded at the 30-yard line. Hang on to the ball there. You already got good field position. They're going to be at about the 33-yard line. Might have seen some a flag fly out there. Could have been unsportsmanlike. Not sure what the flag is for. It looked like a helmet-to-helmet possibly. Face mask on.
That would be on Via Park. That's a
kicking
big
team.
penalty.
So having caught the ball is the kickoff at the 30-yard line.
15-yard.
We're going to be upwards. We're going to be close to midfield here to begin this drive. So very, very fortunate for the Scots to begin this drive where they are. They're right at about the 47-yard line here, just shy of midfield. And we got Laquan Jackson here, accompanied by his running back, number 28, Jay Johnson Jr., with 2 minutes and 38 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Definitely want to see some aggressiveness here. We got number 21 here flanked out, Dane Gossaran. He had an impressive couple drives early on in the game. I haven't seen from him much since. And Laquan Jackson has some pressure. He's playing the escape game once again. Laquan Jackson's making something out of nothing, got wrapped up. He's going to lose a yard or two here. It's going to be second down and about 12. Got his feet tangled up. We see Jackson getting up kind of gingerly, something you don't want to see, but looks like he's trying to walk it off. Looks like he lost a couple yards and lost maybe a knee brace there as well.
That could have been a lot worse, though. He made 3 people miss. 3 broken ankles later, he's still only 2 yards shy. It could have been a 10-yard
Exactly at the
loss.
2-minute mark. We're here at 2nd and 12. Definitely want to take advantage of this field position they're gifting. Jackson back to pass, looking towards Gossaran. Gossaran bounces off his face mask. It would have been a minimal game at that. There wasn't much brewing there. You really want to see Gossaran cut up field.
Right, catch him on the run because he had to come back for that ball. It looked like maybe it was a hitch or something. Then that would have only amounted to getting back to the line of scrimmage.
I think
The original line of scrimmage.
I think Jackson might have felt a little bit of the effects from that previous play. He was twisted up pretty bad, walking gingerly, so that might have affected him a little bit on that throw. So we got 3rd and long here, 3rd and 12 to be exact. Jackson rolling to his left. And Jackson going deep to number 2. Spanky just out of his reach. Had a few feet on him, had a step, but pass was a little offline, and you got to wonder if that left foot's bothering Jackson at all. He might want to get that looked at here real quick, maybe at halftime when he has a couple minutes here.
Yeah, the pressure is on in this 2-minute drill when you're knowing that you have to stop the clock and you're trying to get the runner out of bounds. When you want the reception to happen just before they get out of bounds. And so just overshot it, just a hair out of Spanky's way.
Yeah, it looked like he did have a step on him, but pass was just a little bit off target, and that's going to be 4th and long here, and it looks like Jackson Hodeker is going to be back here for his 3rd punt of the game. Got to make sure the snap's good. He's had a couple rough snaps thrown his way, so it's essential right now that they get a clean punt off here. You don't want to give good field position to all of a sudden hot Spartans offense, and Hodecker fields another low punt, kicks it to Lovey Clark, number 0, fields it at the 10-yard line. He's made 3 people miss so far. He's going to be knocked out at about the 25-yard line, a little past the 25. We'll say 27-yard line there.
Now on the other side, they have plenty of time to get back. I think they still have a timeout or 2. And, you know, if they play their cards right, they can get out of bounds a few times and maybe get a kick out of this one.
Okay, so we got 1 minute and 31 seconds here. Vince Legata has all of a sudden turned into a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback here in the last drive, throwing the ball with accuracy, precision, and confidence. And his favorite target, number 0, Lovey Clark, has been featured heavily here in this game. So obviously you're going to want to watch out for Clark, and Legata gets a snap and gets a little pressure. He evades that pressure. He's turning it upfield. He's up to the 30-yard line. He's up to the 35. He's going to step out of bounds. And it looks like he's going to be, looks like Legata's going to pick up a first down to begin this drive with his legs unless they mark him short.
And importantly, he gets out of bounds, stopping the clock at 1:22.
Just a heads-up play all around. He evaded the pressure early in the pocket, made somebody miss, able to get the first down just by an inch or 2, and he's got 1st and 10 here at the 38-yard line. Legata here again in the shotgun formation, which he's been pretty much throughout this game, and Legata goes back to number 7 here. Number 7, Alex Samuel makes a catch. But
yeah, that's a great tackle, though, to stop him right where he caught that and keeps it to a gain of 4.
Great tackle by number 10, Kylan Selico, the defensive back. He read that slant perfectly and made a nice tackle there to save the Upland defensive yards. And that pass is going to be thrown out of bounds.
There's a lot of pressure there. That might be
and number 25 there, he almost put a nice little hit there, Nathan Edmonds, and Vince Legata wasn't too happy about that. You saw a little frustration for the first time out of the usually calm Vince Legata, but he got a little.
He was in hot pursuit, and as he let go of the ball, the player ran into him, and I think he was a little bit frustrated.
And we got 3rd down and about 6 yards here with 52 seconds left here in the first half. And got to keep an eye, obviously, on Lovey Clark. Hasn't been targeted here on this drive. He's on the outside. Legata receives a snap, fakes a handoff, and number 3 catches that Sean Burns picks up the first down, gain of 10.
That's still 46.2 seconds left on the clock after that first down, and now they're in Upland territory.
Yeah, Vince Legata is looking.
They also have 2 timeouts.
Legata is looking very confident here in the second quarter of this game. Contrast to that first quarter where they didn't. And number 25 is able to get some pressure. Legata's going deep to Lovey Clark. Need to make a play here. Clark holds on to that. He was double covered, but Clark gets in front of the Upland defenders. Mainly Richard Coleman didn't look like he was reading the ball. And
yeah, Vince Legata put that where only his receiver can get it. And so, you know, like he was getting pursued, and they just like came towards it just forward of the receiver to be able to get the ball.
But fortunately for the Scots, this is coming back on penalty here. So that was
it looks like a legal block.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's looking like, but very fortunate for the Scots here, because that was a huge play with only 23 seconds to go, and Lovey Clark caught that ball inside of the 10-yard line. So from going at the 10-yard line all the way back to the 47-yard line.
And the clock is still going. They just called the whistle now for a timeout to try to do something in the last 15 seconds.
Yeah, that clock should be at about 22, 23 seconds here. We'll let the that clock get adjusted here to the correct time here. And that's going to be a huge break that the Scots needed because the Spartans have been throwing the ball all over the field in this second quarter. They came out in the first quarter trying to establish a run and had no luck in doing that, but you have to credit the Spartans for making the adjustment and just relying on the arm of senior quarterback Vince Legata, and he has delivered, and he's thrown the Spartans into the lead here. And it looks like there's going to be about 22 seconds left of game time here. I'm waiting for them to adjust the clock. We'll wait for the official word from the referees here.
While they're figuring that out, I'd like to remind our viewers that we're sponsored by a cup of tea and snacks across the street from Upland High School, serving boba and nachos. Cool hangout spot for students to go to for all the cool food. Mention that you've seen or heard of them, or show them your school ID and get 15% off.
All right, 1st and 15, we'll call it here. Legata gets the snap, and he goes back to number 1. Junior Orta unable to hold on to that. That would have been a minimal gain as there's a couple Upland defensive backs draped all over him.
Yeah. Would have stopped the clock. If that would have been caught, it would have got them a few yards, closer. They would been back to the original line of scrimmage at 14.6 seconds to go. See the student section there.
Second down, 16.
It's a 2nd down and 16
tonight
for
with
the
Neon Construction.
20.
play action pass. Actually, I'll stand corrected. That was a handoff to number 20.
Big run, getting up to
About a 15-yard run there.
2 yards shy of the first down.
Yeah. So, yeah, timeout here for the Scots here. There's 6 seconds left. A gain of about 15 on that halfback draw kind of fooled everybody in the stadium. As I stand corrected, I called out a play action because I was all but certain that they were going to be passing there with only a few seconds left in the half here, and he handed it off to Jake Lahan there, and he picked up nearly a first down, about 15, 16 yards on that carry. But they're still at the 40, just behind the 40-yard line here, and they only got six and a half seconds to go or so.
Yeah, because who would think that you would run the ball at this point in the game, showing a shotgun formation, and then they get off to the running back, and it was a heads-up play, knowing that they're gonna call a timeout right after that. The clock's gonna keep running off of a tackle in field. But knowing that they were gonna call the timeout, they just wanted to be sure that they can get close to it. It was trickery, a little bit of trickery, getting them some yardage close to a first down.
Well, they're going for the Hail Mary here. They got 5 wide receivers, no running backs, and Legata trying to buy a little time, and he does. He's dancing around, and Legata's on the ground. Oh. And there's going to be a late hit on Upland on what should have been the final play of this half. And
I think he wasn't sure that he was down, so he pushed him one more time. But they had already called him down, so I think they might be discussing that to see if he was in fact down and that he was valid in trying to make a tackle again. If not, if they had called the whistle, then he was down, and then that would have been a flagrant foul after that. Flagrant should be
well, it looks like they're just going to call the half.
Okay, so yeah, that was a legit attempt at making sure that he was down, and so they're not going to penalize him for that.
Relatively fortunate break for the Upland Scots there, as if they had decided to make that a late hit on Upland, they would have had another crack 15 yards closer to a Hail Mary in that.
And that would be Nathan Edmonds' second sack of the season. So now that brings Upland to 4 sacks for the season. Just another reminder, 15% off at Cup of Tea and Snacks across the street if you show your Upland High School ID. We'll be back in a few after a word from our sponsor, and we'll be back for the second half of this exciting game between. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to an exciting football game between Upland High School and Villa Park. This is a game of good defenses. It's a close game, 3-7 with Villa Park ahead. We have 0 interceptions, but 2 sacks, both by Upland, one by Kian Bias and another by Nathan Edmonds right at the end. We have passes 6 of 10 for the Quan Jackson. We had 14 runs in the game and 4 first downs. We had 1 fourth down attempt and then a 19-yard field goal by LaCour. We only had 3 punts in this game. On Villa Park's side, they've had 9 of 11 pass attempts succeeded, 12 runs. 6 first downs and no fourth down attempts.
Yeah, piggybacking off that, we talking about Villa Park. I've been very impressed with senior quarterback Vince Legata this evening. He didn't really throw too much in the first quarter, James, but he came on strong. I think he completed all nine of his passes in that second quarter, leading to the only touchdown scorer of this game so far. He eventually ran it in on that quarterback sneak at the 1-yard line, but it was his right arm that really led that drive and really gave the Spartans offense momentum after a slow first quarter. So look for Upland to try to neutralize Vince Legata to some extent in this second half if they want to see any success. And speaking of success, Upland gets a bobbled on that kickoff, and they're gonna start this drive. Well, Villa Park is at about the 20-yard line.
Yeah, it's great awareness by Vincent Laquata in the pocket, and so he knows he can feel that pressure and then runs out when he feels that coming, and that's turned in some positive yardage.
And obviously, we mentioned his favorite target, Lovey Clark, numbered 0 several times, but when Lovey Clark isn't catching the ball, you really see him being utilized effectively as a decoy. He's getting a lot of attention on defense, and Legata's doing a good job at recognizing that and dishing it out to some other wide receivers on offense. And sure enough, Legata right off the bat completes a pass to number 8, Ethan Hedrick, and that's going to be good for a first down, a gain of 13 yards right off the bat here to start the third quarter. So that's going to make it 10 of 13 completions on the evening for Vince Legata. I correct myself. I believe he's 10 of 12 now. So his completion percentage is pretty high right now, and Upland's really got no answer ever since the second quarter in trying to stop him. And right off the bat, they gave up a nice long completion to Legata. And again, here in shotgun formation is what we've seen most often this evening. 34 on the carry. He gets about 2 yards there, does Coy Collins, the sophomore running back for the Spartans. And the one thing that the Upland defense has done pretty well thus far in the game is neutralizing the run. The only significant, we've seen a couple long runs here. One was when the quarterback Legata escaped and eluded some pressure and reeled off about an 18-yard gain during that touchdown drive. And then we saw a halfback drive there that pretty much closed out the half when Upland was essentially in prevent defense here. And that's going to be second down and about 8 yards to go after he's only given 2 yards. And number 20, speaking of long runs, number 20, Jake Lawhon, must have heard me talking about the lack of long runs from the Spartan offense, and he reels off about 18 yards there to give the Spartans another first down. It's going to be 1st and 10 here at about the 35-yard line.
Yeah, that looked like it could have been a touchdown. It was dangerous if it wasn't for that shoestring tackle by Richard Coleman, the 5'9" senior, making sure that he didn't get any further.
And we see Vince Legata here, and all alone in the backfield. It's a 5 wide receiver set, trips to the left, and it looks like Legata's going to keep that, and he's going to pick up a first down with his legs, and a nice tackle there. But not after. Legata picks up a significant amount of yardage on that second down play. Number 26, Aiden Davis there with the tackle. Wrapped him up pretty good. He stuck his helmet right where Legata was carrying the ball. It kind of looked for a second. He might have had the opportunity to knock that ball loose, but Legata did a good job at keeping his right arm, I should say, secured around that football to make it a first down at the 30-yard line. The Spartans' offense is looking strong here to begin the third quarter. Upland's defense got to step it up a little bit.
Laquana's got some moves there, getting through the line, finding his seams through the holes.
34.
Gives it away to number 34. Looks like his favorite running back right now.
34, Coy Collins.
Coy Collins.
Might have picked up a yard here, very minimal. Well, one thing I've observed so far in this ballgame is that the Spartans' run game is much more effective when they hand it off to number 20, Jake Lawhon, as opposed to number 34, Coy Collins. Yeah, it kind of seems like Coy Collins is a little hesitant to hit the hole, whereas Jake Lawhon comes out like a freight train. As soon as he gets the ball, he hits the hole so fast, quickly, and he's been able to break through that Upland defense multiple times now this game, and sure enough, it looks like they got Lawhon. They have Lovey Clark in motion, and that's exactly where
quickly
Legata's going
into the flag.
And Lovey Clark's got another first down on a nice out pass. The wide receiver is absolutely everywhere on the football field, and you can see the Upland defense getting a little confused when he's going in motion and runs back out to the split side of the field, and he's able to turn a modest 8-yard completion into about a 15-yard gain due to his agility and elusiveness there. So Upland's got its back against the wall here early on in the third quarter, and it's 1st and 10 again here at about the 10-yard line.
Yeah, Via Park didn't have much success on offense until late in the second quarter.
Legata on another
here
keeper.
They are again.
Number 2, Spanky Smith, comes from behind to make a nice hit on Legata. Legata's getting a little comfortable there, whether he's running outside the tackles for substantial gains or if he's sitting back in the pocket completing passes to his wide receivers. Legata's got complete control of this offense right now, and Upland's got its work cut out for him as they're trying to slow this Spartan offense down. It's been a challenge ever since the second quarter. They did a good job at neutralizing offense early on, but as soon as that clock ended the first quarter, it was a whole different ball game, and they're in a run formation now. Legata hands it off to number 20, Justin Lawhon again, and good job by the Upland defense to stop that at no gain. It's going to be second down. Number 26, Aiden Davis on the tackle here. You see him on the big screen there. He's been pretty active on the defensive side of the ball tonight. Number 26, the 5'11", 170-pound safety for the Upland Scots. Going to need another big play here. Third down, and looks like another quarterback keeper for Legata, and he's fighting his way all the way down to about the 2-3 yard line.
He just moved a pile of 5 people 5 yards, right to about a yard or 2 yards short of the touchdown.
Absolutely, he finds just the slightest crease in that defense, it's the slightest hole, and he does a good job at using his momentum and his elusiveness to make something that looks like has no chance of getting any yardage whatsoever, and he turned that into about a 7-yard run. And it's 4th and goal here on the 1-yard line, and Legata hands it off to Coy, and Coy's in there for another touchdown. Coy Collins, the sophomore running back. And that is Coy Collins' first touchdown of the season. He must have heard me say that he's been getting stopped at the line of scrimmage, and then he just instantly piles through that Upland defensive line for the second touchdown of the game for the Spartans. And now the Upland's going to be down by 11 points here. Granted that the Via Park Spartans here convert this extra point. And the snap is down, the hold is down, the kick is up, the kick is good, and that is a 14-3 ball game. 14-3 lead for the Via Park Spartans.
Dalton Long with another successful extra point field goal.
Yeah, he's 2 for 2 on the evening in that department. And speaking of departments, we're gonna need to see some significant improvement for the offensive department, if you will, for the Upland Scots here.
Yeah, we've got 2 very fast, agile, very aware running backs, actually quarterbacks, acting like running backs, because both of them out of the pocket have such great awareness that they can find seams and get large grips of yardage.
Yeah, both quarterbacks have been quite effective utilizing their running talents in this game. What the Upland Scots might need to see a little bit more this half is more success through the air. We know Laquan Jackson has the arm talent. He's got the strength to make the throws. They just got to convert when they do have those wide receivers open. We've seen a couple occasions tonight where they're just a little off, and that short kickoff's going to be fielded ahead of the 30-yard line there. That's going to be a nice little start for the Upland Scots here. It's going to be 1st and 10 on about the 30, we'll say the 33-yard line here for Jack Jackson and the rest of the Scots offense here.
Looked like an intentional quick kick that bounces off the floor, causing the ball to go whichever way, and a possibility of getting the ball back or making a short yardage, or players not knowing where to go get the ball because it's not your conventional type kick.
All right, let's look for you see number 21, Dane Gossaran, all alone here on the outside, the wide receiver. He had a big catch early on in this game. He took a pretty big hit. I don't know if that shook him up or not, but he's been a little bit quiet. But now you see number 13, Aiden Salazar, joining him at the slot position, and Jackson waiting for the snap. He gets it. He goes to Salazar. It's tipped, and it's nearly intercepted. Intended for number 13, Aiden Salazar, as I just mentioned.
Yeah, Sean Barnes, great pickup on that. The slot you're talking about, the slot receiver, and he's wide open. And I'm wondering if there's anybody going to cover him. And coming out of the linebacker position, Sean Barnes comes out. Actually, he's a safety, a strong safety, and just flies out with great awareness and able to knock that ball down.
Yeah, that was a heads-up play, and fortunately for Upland, it hit the ground before it could hop into the hands of any of the Spartans defenders here. All right, looks like a similar formation as the previous play. Laquan's looking to throw, but he's got a lot of traffic in the pocket. He eludes that traffic, and he's on the run now. He's got about a gain of 6 yards. It's going to be 3rd and relatively short. I'm going to guess 3rd and about 4 after what looked to be about a 6-yard run. Yeah, it just
looked like he had some receivers that he had in mind, and then he didn't want to run forward. He had probably an opportunity to gain some yards going forward, but then he saw some receivers, saw something, and then changed his mind and had to run out of bounds.
Yeah, he did have a little bit of time there. It looked like he was looking for something to develop from his wide receivers, but he felt the pressure and just had to get what he could there. He picked up only 2 yards on that run. And Laquan's looking to pass here. He's got number 13, 18 and 18. Was he able to hold on to it? No, he was not. Aiden Gonzalez up the middle on that slant. And the throw was on point there. But number 13, Dalton
Yeah, making the play again.
Yeah.
It looked like he got hit maybe a hair before the ball got there, and he got pushed forward as it's about to hit his hand. The ball falls forward, and he's not able to make the grab.
Yeah, Upland,
That's a tough one.
Looks like they're going to go 3 and out here again. Not the ideal drive they wanted to open up the second half with, as they just seemed a little bit out of sync. You're hoping to see something a little better, and Hodeker gets another low snap, just gets the punt off in the nick of time, bounces to the 35, all the way to the inside the 30-yard line, closer to the 25-yard line, and a fantastic punt from number 9, Jackson Hodeker, considering he had little to no time to get that kickoff. He had defenders draped all over his field of vision, and he was able to get off a punt. Granted, the ball took a very fortunate Upland bounce, but give all the credit to Hodeker to stay there in the pocket, if you will, and give his team a good chance on defense. Because just the way that play was developing after that low snap, it looked like it had the potential of being blocked, and Hodeker did a great job at getting that kickoff. So right now, we need the Upland High School defense here to step up, as Via Park hasn't had much difficulty moving the ball of late, both through the air and on the ground. Much of that credit going to Vince Legata, who's hurt him on both running and passing. And it looks like he's got number 34, Coy Collins. He hands it off to number 20, and 20 is wrapped up after about a gain of 1. Jake Lahan came across in motion and took the snap misdirection from the quarterback, Legata. Minimal gain. It's going to be second down, and we'll say 9 yards.
Yeah, Upland was all over that. They read that very well. I think it could have easily been faked out to Coy Collins, and they read that perfectly and went to the left.
And we still got Coy Collins there. Always got to be aware of where number 0 Lovey Clark is, and he's on trips on the outside, bunched up to the left. Spanky Smith looks like he's going to go zone on him, and they go directly to number 3. And he's off to the races as number 3, Sean Burns. He's all the way to the Upland 40, and there could have been a fumble there. We'll see what the referees mark it. And they're saying he was down. Another big play through the air for Vince Legata. Just a quick little slant to number 3, Sean Burns. And Legata's got this Via Park offense moving very effectively here midway through the third quarter, as he did throughout the entire second. Picking up just where he left off, and he's utilizing quite a lot of receivers here. You see him obviously going a lot towards Lovey Clark. You're seeing him target Sean Burns, and we got a single back formation, first down here on the Upland 40 here. And he keeps the ball on the play action. Legata looking to pass, and Legata's got a man, but met immediately by Jerome Spanky Smith to save a completion. Fantastic coverage and a fantastic hit. It looked like Legata was locked into number 7 wide receiver Alex Samuel there, but Jerome Smith made just a last-ditch effort and closed the gap, and was able to lay a good hit on Samuel and prevent that pass from being completed, which is exactly what the Scots team needed here, as Via Park's just been marching the ball downfield with authority here the last quarter and a half.
Precisely timed hit again.
Absolutely, and Spanky Smith might be relatively diminutive inside, but he's not afraid to lay the hat when he's called upon, as he's constantly going above bigger defenders. And speaking of defenders, somebody's got to defend Lovey Smith here, as number 26 does just that. Number Aiden Davis on the tackle. He wraps up Lovey Clark. Legata's favorite target there on the outside for another minimal gain. It's going to be third down and short.
Upland coming off of losses from La Habra, 34-20, and Charter Oak last week at SoFi Stadium, 33-23. Looking to redeem themselves.
And that is 2nd and 12. I missed that last penalty, and we got a handoff to number 34, Coy Collins, for a minimal gain. He's going to pick up about 3 yards. It's going to be third down and 9 here, we'll say. All right, Upland's worked themselves into a nice 3rd and long here. I'm going to call it 3rd and 9 here from about the 39-yard line. And obviously you got to keep track of where Lovey Clark is, but you can't fixate on him too much, because we know Legata is capable of going to any of his other offensive weapons. And we see number 3, Sean Burns, in motion as Legata's calling out something he sees on the defense, probably calling out a blitz. Playcock's running down, and Legata's going to call a timeout. Wasn't feeling quite comfortable with what he was looking at on the from the defensive side of the ball there, and he's going to talk it over with his head coach, and they're going to see what they want to do here with 2 minutes and 19 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. We got a score: Via Park 14, the Upland Scots 3, already down by 2 scores. So this 3rd down's going to be of the utmost importance for the Upland Scots to hold them here. And while we have a little bit of time here during this timeout, I just want to make a quick reminder to not forget that the cup of tea and snacks is the go-to hangout after school. Boba, fries, nachos, popcorn, chicken. What's not to love at cup of tea and snacks? Find them next to the Vons at Euclid and Foothill. Get 15% off with your Upland High School ID. Hard to pass up a deal like that, James.
So looking forward to Upland's next games. We have Citrus Valley, Bishop, Amont. Then we go into the season with Chino Hills, Rancho Cucamonga, Damien, Ayala, and ending out with last year's champion, Etowanda.
Here we go, 3rd and 9 here for the Via Park Spartans. You see Lovey Clark going in motion, and it looks like
there's a flag on
there is a flag. That could be a hold.
Rolling left.
And he's throwing it out of bounds, does Legata. Number 52 for Upland on the pressure. Number 52, Oscar Hernandez, the senior. He just burst through that offensive line and he blew that play up. And we're gonna have to wait for the officials' call here.
Yeah, Oscar Hernandez is a beast on the field, but he's a gentleman in the classroom. He's a soft-spoken, gentle giant in video production. He was taking video production class a couple of years ago.
And that there was a penalty on the, there was a flag on the play, but I think it was against Via Park, and Upland obviously declines to make it 4th and 9, but it looks like Via Park could be going for it here. And they are not afraid of trickery. Watch for the hard count. You could, with the clock and the score in their favor, they could just try to draw Upland off sides here. And it looks like he might pooch it here, and that's exactly what Legata's going to do, and he gets it straight up in the air, and Upland's got to do a good job at not touching that, because that ball was bouncing kind of funky. Number 7 on Via Park, Alex Samuel, the wide receiver, he catches it and stops at about the 20-yard line. So we find Upland down 3-14 here with 2 minutes and 11 seconds in the 3rd quarter. They got to get some points on the scoreboard here quick, because they are down by 2 scores, and their offense hasn't been too productive here in the last quarter or so. I would like to see Laquan Jackson get a little bit more time in the pocket here. It seems like anytime they want to look at anything downfield, he's got Via Park defenders in his face. And Jackson's in a shotgun formation, single running back. He's got Jay Johnson flanked to his right.
He started out doing pretty well passing, but now he's gone down to about half his passing, 6 of 12 in passing.
And that's not what you want to see from the Upland Scots here. There's a false start on the offense, and that's going to knock them back another 5 yards. So they're going to be inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. 1st and 15 here to go for Upland. You see Spanky Smith in motion, and that looks like where Laquan's trying to go. Laquan's under pressure and duress again. Laquan looks like he's going to get. No, Laquan's escaping some pressure. He's trying to get
still
himself
gonna
off.
throw. Looked like he may have been able to turn the corner, but he saw something that he could throw to, and looked like his target was looking like number 21.
Yeah, that was
Gosran.
Gosran there, trying to make something out of nothing. It looked like he was trying to go Spanky Smith's way, but there was so much pressure coming in from the weak side from Via Park that Laquan Jackson had to use his athleticism to try and flip it to the other side field. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to do so. It's 2nd down and 15 here. Again in the shotgun formation. Jack gets the snap. Jack's looking deep, and he's got his man. Pass complete.
Short of the first down, but a big play and redemption. He's getting something going here. Actually, that is going to be a first down. Thought he was a little bit short, but
fantastic route
just
and
right on the money.
Fantastic catch by Aiden Gonzalez. Heavy traffic, and you got to give credit to Laquan Jackson there for standing strong in the pocket and delivering an absolute strike to Gonzalez. It's going to be 1st and 10, Scots. We got Jack Jackson handing it off to number 28, Jay Johnson, for a minimal gain. He's going to be stopped at about the 39-yard line.
33
It would look like it was going to get only a couple yards off that, maybe double that to 4-yard gain. Not bad production.
Coach Daryl Thomas not afraid to abandon the run yet, as we still got 1 minute and 10 seconds here in the 3rd quarter. Granted, they are down by 2 scores, so it's imperative that they try to get some points on the board here. It's going to be 2nd down and 5 after that 5-yard run by Jay Johnson Jr. Triple J, as they like to call him here on campus. You see Laquan Jackson, who's got 2 running backs flanked to his right. He hands it off once again to number 28, Jay Johnson Jr. Able to
get another couple of yards. It's
58
about 4 yards shy of first down.
3rd down and relatively short. We're going to say 3rd down and 4. Number 58, Tanner Miller on the stop there for the Spartans. We're winding all the way down inside of 30 seconds here for this 3rd down and 3. Credit him with a 2-yard run there. And Jackson hands it off once again to Smith. To Johnson, I should say. And nothing new in there.
A yard on
half yard at the most. Questionable play call, I would say. As looks like Upland's going to let this last 3 seconds of clock run off and get us into the 4th quarter here.
So after 3 quarters, Upland's run 18 times. Had about 40 yards in penalties. But compared to Via Park, 55-yard penalties.
Yeah, I was a little surprised by that play call, just a halfback draw at the middle, especially after they ran that play on the play before. Didn't really fool anybody, and now you're going to put the pressure on the offense here to convert this 4th and we'll say 3 yards. And if they don't convert here, they're going to put themselves in an incredibly difficult position, as the Upland defense has had a difficult time stopping the Via Park offense. We'll see what Coach Thomas wants to do here on 4th and 3.
Yeah, we haven't really seen any really big plays this game. Looking to see something explosive happen either side of the ball, but definitely on Upland side, they're going to need to be explosive now if they're going to make a game of it. Still plenty of time. They're only down 2 scores, if that.
Well, looks like Jackson's going to hand it off once again. And this is going to be close.
That's going to be a first down. That's going to be a yard past. So
credit.
They will get that first down.
Who was that? Number 1? It could have been Nick Bester there on the carry there. Yeah, we believe that was Nick Bester with a clutch run. And he got 3 yards, and they needed every single inch he got on that run, because that spot was going to be close, but they gave him the forward progress. And
it was a power drive. hit that pole hard and carried people with him.
Laquan Jackson looking to pass here. Here he goes to number 12.
Nice run.
Huge pass for Upland.
Oh, we're looking for some explosive plays. There's one right there.
Number 13, Aiden Salazar. That's exactly what the Upland offense needed, James. It's been a little. They've been looking for that big play, so that could be the spark that they need to turn their offense around here. As they've struggled to gain yardage, especially through the air here for the greater part of the last 2 quarters.
As you know, football is a game of momentum, and it looks like there's a shift here happening.
And a run going to the opposite side. Number 1, Nick Bester.
There's some
making
room
people
on that
miss.
side.
Nice gain on first down here. Number 4, Maverick DeClark on the tackle there. It's going to be second down and relatively short. That was a gain of 4. He was running parallel to the field, so he didn't really get as many yards as I had anticipated. It is a second down and 6, and we see, looks like number 1 still in the backfield here for the Upland Scots. Laquan Jackson gets the snap and shotgun formation, goes exactly to Nick Bester, and just misses the running back here.
Bester.
Trying to get
Intended for Bester in the flat on the right side, and yeah, just a little bit overthrown.
That's going to bring it to 3rd and 6 here for Upland. That could have turned into a nice little gain. He only had 1 man to really beat for a first down, and looked like he had a good angle on him, but the pass just sailed about 1.5 feet over out of the reach of Nick Bester there. And looks like Nick Bester's going to head to the bench here, and number 28, Jay Johnson's back on the field at running back for Upland. 3rd down and 6 here. This is definitely 4-down territory for Upland, so we'll see what Coach Thomas wants to do here. Play clock is getting a little low, so Jackson better hurry, gets the play off, and Jackson's back to pass. He's trying to look. He had somebody open, but now there's a flag on the field, and Laquan Jackson's running.
He's going to take it to the right side.
A lot of running.
He's making people miss, but he's running parallel and ends up gaining maybe a yard.
58.
8 and 50. Number 8, Ethan Hedrick on the tackle for
Let's see what this penalty is.
for Villa Park here, and we'll have to wait for the official's word. It kind of looked like it just gauging where the flag was thrown. Yeah, I was going to say it looked like it could be a hold against Upland, and that would make it 3rd and long. I'm assuming Villa Park would accept that penalty to make it 3rd and 20 as opposed to 4th and 6, but we'll have to wait for the official's call. He's saying a hold, and that's coming back.
He never signaled. He never signaled, no. Penalty marked off against Upland.
Holding
That's gonna
penalty
bring
against
Upland back to about the 32-yard line.
Yeah, it's going to make it 3rd and 16. Time's running off the clock here in the 4th quarter, and the game clock is not in Upland's favor, so they're going to have to figure out how to get the ball in the air, move it downfield. They've been still relying heavily on the short yardage run game here in the second half, but I think that they're going to be running out of options here if they continue to opt for that style. And we see Laquan Jackson looking to do exactly that. He has number 10. He's
Oh, wait, he had his hand on his back before he went for the ball. I don't know if it's unreachable, but it looked like there was some contact before.
Well, I like
before the ball could get to him.
He went for it all there to number 10, Kylan Selico. Yeah, I mean they have some height on the outside, and I like that idea of trying to utilize some of that, and it definitely looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th and 16, and if they don't convert here,
It's going to spell trouble.
Absolutely. So we got number 10, Kylan Selico on the outside here. And that looks like number 21, Dink Gossaran on the outside on the opposite. Laquan Jackson here looking at something. He's got to get it off and throws it away on 4th down, which is not exactly what you want to do in that situation. You gotta.
It looked like there was a defender that encroached into the neutral zone, but they didn't see that, and Laquan had to shuffle quickly to his left and throw it away.
Yeah.
So a 60-yard field goal would be appreciated here, but a 60-yard field goal kicker, but they weren't able to get that kind of production, so they had to turn it over on downs.
And we could expect the Via Park offense here to run out some clock, and sure enough, they handed off to number 34, Coy Collins.
Is driven backwards and does not get back to the line of scrimmage.
42-15. Tackled by number 15, Keegan Bias Jr.
Keegan Bias Jr. on the tackle there to make it.
Goal.
I don't think he gained any yardage there, did Collins. It's going to be second down, and they're giving him 2 yards on that. It looked like they're stuffed up at the line of scrimmage, but more importantly is the clock that continues to dwindle in the favor of the Via Park Spartans here, as Upland down by 2 scores. Needs a 3-and-out here in the worst way possible, or better yet, a turnover, which we haven't seen any tonight. So we're due, if you want to be optimistic.
Yeah.
And second down and 8. Upland looking like they're bringing some pressure. Number 34, Coy Collins, going to break this wide open. Coy Collins got one man to beat. He's not going to beat him. He's going to be down at the 30-yard line, though. Biggest gain by far on the ground for either team of the night. Coy Collins.
Huge hole between the right guard and tackle, the B gap.
That's the first time.
It was there's just nobody to stop it. There's no linebacker in the way, and just got piled through.
Yeah, it looks
huge game.
Kind of looks like that was what Collins has been looking for all game, because Upland until then had been doing a good job at containing him behind the line of scrimmage, but he was able to break that one, and that's going to make things look very bleak for Upland here going forward with only 8 minutes and 46 seconds of game clock. First down here on the 28-yard line, and Collins again finds a crease. He makes 3 people miss. He's going to be down inside the 15-yard line, first and 10.
Another huge hole. Heads up to that offensive line
And we see
on the right side.
We see
This time between the center and right guard.
See some reinforcements coming in for the Upland High School defensive line. Big number 77 coming in to try and help plug up some of these holes. Joshua Wagbo, but as of right now, Upland needs a turnover in the worst way possible, and Via Park looks very conservative here as far as play calling. So I would be shocked to see the ball being thrown at this juncture. First and 10 here at about the 15-yard line here.
So not a draw.
Lagana here,
he's going to take off
quarterback keeper, and there's a flag.
That's typically a holding when it's that early.
Yeah, a lot of contact there going on, but I think that's going to come back 10 yards against Via Park, which is a small break in Upland's favor here.
Could be holding on a tackle on the left side.
And Via Park gets the holding penalty, and they're going to go 15 yards in the opposite direction, which is favorable for the Scots. And more importantly, the clock stops and the Upland defense gets a brief moment to catch their breath. And that's going to make it first down and long, first down and 20, and the ball's spotted exactly at the 20-yard line. So you see Vince Legati here waiting for the snap here on first and long. He's got trips to his left. And clock's running now. And Legato will continue to let it run here before he receives a snap. Receives a snap, hands it off once again to the 34. Collins here up the middle for a modest gain. That's gonna be... So that'll make it about second down and 12 after what looked to be a 7 or 8 yard gain. Clock dwindling further and further, closer to 0.
Yeah, their running game is getting some production, and they're finding some seams and getting through.
Yeah, Upland did pretty solid job of containing that run, but it looks like the defensive line is getting a little tired in the legs here as we're halfway through the fourth quarter. So here again, we see Legata taking his time, letting more and more clock, and he hands it off once again to 34, Coy Collins. Collins might break it here, and Collins is in the end zone. Touchdown, Spartans. That might wrap it up for
That's a great
here.
fake by Vincent, where he kind of holds on to it, and the linebackers are stunted. They don't know what to do if he's like faking it so long, and then finally gives it away, and then they have to go chase down the running back.
Yeah, Legata did like you said, he did a great job. He held on to that ball.
He was running with him.
Yeah, it was almost.
And you can't tell if he's going to keep the ball.
It was almost like an option, but not quite.
Right.
He did kind of hand it off there at the last second, but a well-executed run to say the least by Legata and Coy Collins and the rest of the offense. And Villa Park still showing off a little bit here with
Some shenanigans.
their
with the whole
shenanigans
line
here.
Going to the right.
They are up by 3 scores here with 6 minutes to go. And all of that for an extra point, but more importantly, they are up 21-3 here, and there is a flag. Might be unsportsmanlike conduct on. We'll have to wait and see. I can't exactly hear what's going on, but somebody might have mouthed off a little bit to the opposing team.
That was an interesting play call for an extra point kick. Shifting the entire line. If you're a lineman for Upland, you're like, what the heck is going on? The whole line has disappeared. And that might be a setup for something to come.
Yeah, referees are still discussing what transpired there. My guess is it is some sort of unsportsmanlike conduct. I didn't really see anything physical occur there. It's probably somebody might have said a couple expletives, if you will. Who knows? We'll wait. Such things do happen in the heat of competition.
Yeah.
Especially when the game might not be going your way. And that was definitely unsportsmanlike conduct against Upland as they are kicking off from the 40-yard line.
Yeah.
And
So something that we weren't privy to up here, probably some language or something going on that.
the umpire or the referees are not having it right now because they've called consecutive unsportsmanlike penalties and they moved the ball up 30 yards. So this will be interesting to observe, to say the least. Let's see if he goes for the touchback here.
Get him ready! 6 and 13.
And the kick is off, and that's going to be a touchback. Well, he kicked it out of the back of the end zone, but he had a little bit of assistance granted from where the ball was spotted after those 2 unsportsmanlike penalties. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Scots at their own 20-yard line, barring any late flags, as we have seen here in the last few minutes of this ball game, as the Upland Scots are getting a little, we'll say, agitated here, as the game has not gone quite the way they had hoped, being down 21-3 here with under 6 minutes and 30 seconds to play.
Due to that touchback, they're going to start at their 20. And it looks like they're at pistol formation, or sorry, it looks like it's a shotgun. And then looking to his left.
Jackson's going deep to Spanky. Oh, and Smith got it!
And they're going to call a passing interference as well. And I think it's going to be on the defense because it looks like he yanked him before he caught the ball. So we'll see.
Oh, this might be.
The defense is saying that Spanky pushed off.
Okay, it looks like it's.
But if we look at the replay,
yeah, that's going against the defense. Fortunate for the Upland Scots here. Spanky Smith did a great job at
main throw there. And yeah, so he's. There it is.
Yeah, quite the athletic adjustment on behalf of Smith there to make that play. He was going against Lovey Clark, who's no slouch on either side of the ball, and And Spanky Smith gave him a taste of his own medicine there. And Laquan Jackson back to pass again. He's got number 87. Wide open. Opening up the passing game, are we, with 6 minutes to go. That's inside the 30-yard line. The first time we've seen number 87's number be called. Eric Talamontes, the senior, with a clutch catch, giving the Upland Scots offense a little bit of momentum here with 2 consecutive passes here. Looks like that may be a timeout going for Villa Park here. Just under 6 minutes to go, but we've seen Coach Thomas open up the playbook here and start going a little bit more vertical with the passing game. And we've seen the results. We've seen Scots move up the field in only 2 plays. First, the nice 30-yard completion to Jerome Spanky Smith, and then immediately afterwards, we saw Jackson connect with number 87, Eric Talamontes, for another significant gain. And we're going to have Upland 1st and 10 here at their 26-yard line. And we get a quick score here. Might even see an onside kick. So Upland desperately needing a touchdown here. They don't have much time. As I just mentioned, they're under 6 minutes here of game time. Jackson here in shotgun.
Split receivers, 2 on each side.
Jackson looking to his right. He's got somebody. That could be a PI. Let's see if a flag comes out. And that's going to be pass interference against number 7, Alex Samuel. Now, it looks like he held him up there a little bit.
It's kind of making up for that one they missed earlier.
Yeah.
It was like in the first half, they pulled one off.
Yeah,
with dragging a receiver back, but this time they caught that.
I like them looking for number 21, Dane Gosseran there. He had one-on-one coverage, and that's exactly where Laquan was looking. And Gosseran, and I mean, just throw it up where he could get it. The junior, he's 6'2", so he's taller than most of the players here on the field, and he could run. And I think number 7 on Villa Park, Alex Samuel, knew that. That's why he grabbed his jersey there to prevent him from scoring a touchdown. 1st and 10 here with 5 minutes and 52 seconds of game time remaining. Jackson here going in the direction.
Wide open.
He drops it. That was right on the money to number 13, Aiden Salazar. He's in the corner of the end zone. Nobody within 5 feet of him, and Laquan put it in a place where he could catch it, but he'd like to have that one back. I'll leave it at that. It happens here, unfortunately.
He was going full speed.
He
probably
was
thinking ahead just a little bit.
And off of his hands. Definitely would like to have that one back. I like the aggressiveness, like the play calling. Still got a little bit of time to work with here, but they got to score now. Jackson back, he gets a pass on the inside.
And then he's got some room.
And that's a
That's
touchdown.
touchdown.
Touchdowns. Dane Gosseran. Scots making it a ball game here late in the game. We got 21-9 right now. Let's see what Coach Thomas wants to do. If he wants to make this a 10-point ball game, but he's opting for a field goal to make. He's got Jackson Hodeker out there.
That's why he slipped to 9 in the draft.
And Jackson Hodeker with a perfect extra point right through the uprights, and we got a 21-10 ball game here. Still a 2-score game, but you got to like what you saw from that Upland offense. They just opened it up and they let the ball fly through the air, and they marched down the field in about 1 minute and 20 seconds. Best thing about that drive, aside from the perfect passing and great route running, was the limited amount of time that burned on the game clock. So Upland still got a little bit of time here.
Yeah, there's a definite sense of urgency, and those few pass plays made up some time. They can't lollygag here, and they're going to have to work hard on defense to get the ball ball back. 5 minutes and 41. It's 10 to 21. Still deficit for Upland.
34 is the deep guy.
All right, they got one man deep. It looks like they're going for an onside kick. Is Jackson Hodeker. They got the hand teams in for Via Park.
I think it's going to come this way, maybe.
There's the
Hodeker. Oh, he gets off a good kick, but great hands by number 8, Ethan Hedrick. That was a fantastic kick by Hodeker. He got a good bounce off the ground, had a lot of rotation on the ball, which is exactly what you want as a kicker. But number 8, Ethan Hedrick of Via Park, was able to secure that, and they're going to
did what he's supposed to do.
Absolutely.
Just went straight down to the floor and gave him good field position.
Well executed on both sides, I must say, but that's a bad break for Upland, as now Via Park gets the ball inside the 50-yard line on 1st and 10 with Vince Legata coming out. You gotta expect them to be handing the ball off here again to number 34, Coy Collins. He got him the touchdown last possession, and no, it's a play action pass, and it's gonna be it's caught by Lovey Clark, number 0. It's gonna be just short of the first down, a gain of 8 on the play. It's gonna be 2nd and short. Questionable, not questionable. I mean, they converted, made it look easy, but surprising to say the least. Everybody in the building probably thought that they were gonna be running the ball there. And we got 2nd down and 6. With 5 minutes and 8 seconds left of clock. And they're continuing to run. By the time this play goes off, it's gonna be under 5 minutes. And we got 2nd down and 4. That was only a 6-yard completion. And here's the handoff to number 34, Corey Collins. Collins is stopped behind the line of scrimmage there. Aiden Davis on the tackle. And Upland stops the clock with the timeout here. It's going to be 3rd down, and we'll say 5 yards.
That was a big stop by Aiden Davis, the middle linebacker, at 5'11", 170 pounds.
Absolutely. There's even with basic run plays. I mean, there's a lot of misdirection with Via Park, and their quarterback and the coaching staff do a great job at disguising some of these run plays. You might think it might be a quarterback keeper, and they hand it off to a running back, or vice versa there. And Legata did hand it off there to Coy Collins, and Aiden Davis did make a great read on that and stopped him behind the line of scrimmage to give Upland they still have a pulse in this game, although it's a rather faint one. But they still got a 3rd down and 8 here. That was a loss of 4 yards, I should say. So a 3rd and 8, and perhaps they can force a turnover if Via Park decides to throw the ball here, and that would be just what the doctor ordered here for the Scots.
Yeah, they have 2 drives to get back into this game, and they probably have just about that as far as time goes.
And Upland still has 2 timeouts left. So we do see a pass here, and that's going to be complete. Lovey Clark again, and that's going to make things difficult for Upland.
That throw through the seam on that left side has been working for them all day long. To the slot receiver.
You need to give credit where credit is due, because Vince Legata, very poised under pressure there. Had to have it. You don't want to give up on the ball, in
it's a
midfield.
very, very comfortable spot to throw it in. 10 yards, 5 to 10 yards, right on your left side, right off your left shoulder. Just either a quick slant or quick out, or just straight up into that little section 10 yards out.
Yeah, it's 1st and 10. A handoff to 34, Clark, or Collins, I should say.
Yeah, trying to go right up the middle and then just left of center and in the A-gap.
And number 42, Joseph Galar there on the tackle.
Timeout number 25. Tackle number 25, Nathan Evans.
And Nathan Evans on the tackle, I should say. And Upland's going to call their 2nd timeout of the game. They got 1 remaining here, stopping the clock with just under 4 minutes remaining. Yeah, Upland had a glimmer of hope there, but Legata just threaded the needle for a nice 12-yard completion to his favorite target, Lovey Clark, there a couple plays ago, and that kind of almost, I won't say it put the game on ice, but it got them a lot closer to the cooler.
Right.
And they're on the precipice of locking this one up, as Upland's only got 1 timeout remaining, and if they pick up another first down, it might be all she wrote. Granted, a miracle. Here again, we got Coy Collins in the backfield. You have to expect that he might get another handoff here up the middle to force Upland to use their last time out, but it's going to be a keeper for Legata. Legata's got a crease, and Legata's going to be tripped up at the 20-yard line. But
there didn't look like there was anybody about to stop him.
It looked like
he didn't trip up.
It looked like he could have broken that one, but
He'd already turned the corner.
What he did break was the first down, and that's not ideal for Upland here, as they're not going to be able to stop the clock for much longer, and they're opting to save their timeout for a later point in the game, as they only have 1 remaining. See the cheer section getting excited for their what's their theme tonight? Neon.
It's neon construction.
I was gonna say it looks.
Yeah.
Listen to a little pit bull in the background here, trying to rally their Upland defense here to perhaps be able to punch the ball loose here and give their offense another chance.
Yeah, they're not letting anything phase them. They're
Absolutely.
still gonna have a good time over there.
Well, that's what it's all about, James. Good time.
Oh, there's gonna be offensive
Well,
offsides.
you got the Via Park pointing at the Upland
Sorry.
players, and you got the Upland players pointing at the Via Park players. So we'll let the officials decide this one.
Yeah, even though they're winning, they're at a huge deficit when it comes to penalties. They're over 65, 70 yards. Now to 70 yards in penalties.
Yeah, there's been a
Compared to Upland's 55.
considerable amount of penalties for both sides, but you see that quite often at the high school level, especially early on in the season. I mean, this is only their 3rd game, so they haven't had a whole lot of time to clean up those mistakes, but it's definitely something that they're going to want to address moving forward here. 1st and 5, and that's going to be Collins up the middle, and Nathan Evans for Upland with the stop there. And it looks like Upland is using their 3rd and final timeout here with 2 minutes and 37 seconds. So Upland is no longer able to stop the clock.
That's the last time out, yeah.
And I'm not a betting man, James, but if I were, I would might put my money on Via Park to walk away with this win tonight. As there's Upland down by 2 scores, under 3 minutes, no timeouts. This is you're kind of approaching that territory of the game where there's not a whole lot you can do except pray for a miracle.
Yeah, it'd be a touchdown, a 2-point conversion,
A
and
fumble,
kick.
something along those lines. One of those janky plays that you'll see every once in a while. But the way that this offense has been operating, you really haven't seen too many mistakes from Via Park aside from a couple holding penalties.
No, and they've been going to what's working, and that draw or fake draw to the quarterback run or throwing into the seam on the left side, it's been effective for them. So why stop? So they're going to go down the middle on the right and center. Not much there though, but that'll keep the clock running.
And looks like they got another running back in there, getting a little playing time. That's number 24, Mason Culp, a senior. As we see Via Park on 3rd and 8 here, going to run the clock all the way down. It's going to be inside of 2 minutes by the time they get off this next step. If Upland holds them here, they might get a chance at a couple more plays on offense, but definitely won't have enough time to to put together any sort of long drive, so they'd be heavily relying on a long play of some sort. And we are officially inside of 1 minute and 50 seconds here. Clock's still running. You see number 34, Coy Collins here, and they're going back to pass actually. And Legata's rolling out. It'd be smart to just throw this one away, which is exactly what he does. I guess he's trying to pad his stats a little bit here. There's really no need to go for a pass there, but it works in the favor of Upland here as it stops the clock. And they got a kicker here who could apparently kick some pretty long field goals for the Spartans. So he's going to get himself a nice chance here to get a good boot into this one. Maybe that's what Legata wanted to do, give his kicker a time to shine. This is going to be a 35-yard. And hold this down, and
That splits the goal.
that kick would have been good from 50 yards.
Yeah. So after this, Villa Park will be playing Ayala, Miracosta, Yorba Linda, Tesoro, Corona del Mar, San Juan Hills, and Newport Harbor to finish out their season in Upland.
Yeah,
They'll be playing Citrus Valley after this, Bishop Amont, then into season with Chino Hills, Rancho Cucamonga, Damien Ayala, and last year's Baseline League champion, Erwanda. So there's one other opponent in common that they'll play, and that's Ayala.
Yeah, the Scots' first baseline league matchup won't be for a few weeks. It won't be until Friday, October 3rd at Chino Hills.
Right.
So Upland's got a few weeks here to regroup before baseline league play begins. Might want to clean up a couple things on offense and build on some of the positives that we saw tonight. We definitely see they do have the capability of going vertical with their passing game. They just perhaps need to utilize that a little bit more, as they do have some length on the outside there. And we see number 13 with the kickoff, and he's going to be stopped inside the 15-yard line. And another flag. Might have been a late hit there on Villa Park. We'll have to wait and see the official word.
Just a reminder, tonight's game was brought to you by Cup of Tea and Snacks, located across the street at Vaughn's Shopping Center at Euclid in the Foothill. If you're looking for a perfect after-school hangout, this is the spot. They've got all the favorites, a variety of boba drinks, a lot of snacks like curly fries, nacho fries, crispy popcorn chicken, and everything students will love. So after school next week, grab your friends and head over to Cup of Tea and Snacks. All Upland High School students can enjoy 15% off when they show their school ID.
Don't forget that ID, 15%. It looks like that flag, that penalty was against Upland, as they're inside their 10-yard line. Probably a little fisticuffs perhaps were thrown there after the play, after the tackle was made on number 13, Aiden Salazar. It's going to be 1st and 10 at about the 8-yard line. Upland just trying to get something positive to build on for next week. Laquan still running around in the pocket. Didn't have a lot of room there. Had to throw it away. It's going to be 2nd down. Not a whole lot there. He looked like he was looking for number 2, Jerome Spanky Smith, but that play was kind of broken up early on as Jackson really was kind of running for his life there, just trying to avoid a sack and avoid a safety, considering that he was standing right there at the goal line.
So after this, Upland, if they don't get anything going, will come out of here 0-3, and Villa Park 2-1.
Jackson gets a snap, going downfield, and pass complete to Spanky Smith. It's going to be a 1st down. A 5'8" senior wide receiver, junior wide receiver, I should say, with a nice little catch. Gives Upland a 1st down.
Still holding on, showing spread offense.
And then Jackson looks like he's going to Spanky again. Spanky took a big hit on the sideline just in front of the video board and not able to hold on there. And you could hear the crack of the helmet as number 0, Lovey Clark there, involved again on the play. He's man's everywhere. Defense, offense. He does it all. Quite an impressive young player, I should say. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 to go for the Scots. Under a minute of game time here, 58 seconds to be exact. And Jackson waits for the snap, gets it in the shotgun formation, has a little time, looking downfield, dancing around in the pocket. Might have dropped the ball there. That's a fumble, and that is recovered, and that's the ball game. There's a flag. Number 59 on Villa Park came up with the fumble.
Flag is. Yeah, that could.
And it looks like there's a flag on the field.
Alive.
Upland is going to get to keep this ball, it appears. As impressive as Villa Park has looked on offense, they haven't been very impressive as far as updating their roster. There's been multiple players whose numbers are not listed.
Right.
So,
nor their stats.
Exactly. Or the stats haven't even been entered all season.
Right.
Come on, Villa Park, step it up here. I know you guys are the smallest city in Orange County, but it doesn't mean you guys can't hire a student.
Well, they just don't have the personnel.
Oh, that's
With 5,700 people in their city, there's just not enough. That's almost about what Upland has each square mile.
Well, they sure do have a lot of talent per square mile in the Villa Park.
Yes.
So we got a 1st down here, and Laquan Jackson's going deep off the helmet of
10 for 21.
number
and
21.
that's kind of the
Dane
story
Gosselin.
of today's game. There's too many of those at clutch moments when they needed it.
Yeah, Dane Gosselin didn't have a whole lot of room to work with there. He did have a chance to reel that in, but you got to credit Villa Park's number 7, Alex Samwell, on the coverage. He played that perfectly, and he was able to kind of interfere with that catch just at the last moment and prevent Dane Gosselin from making any sort of play on that. And it's going to bring up 2nd down with 46 seconds to go for Upland. Jackson back in the pocket. He's got his man off the hands. It's the 2nd time we've seen that this half. Number 87, not able to reel that one in. That hit him in the hands. That was number, I mentioned, 87,
Yeah,
Eric
that was right in
Talamantes.
the numbers.
Yeah, the last drop was
Only where he could get it to.
Yeah.
That was a great pass.
Yeah, you got it. Upland's going to want to start to clean these mistakes up. I know the game's not in reach at this point in time, but you got
This
to
is
have
where they learn from their mistakes, is before they get into the season.
And it's important to end on a positive note. Let's see if they can clean that up a little. Spanky Smith, always a sure hand. He's got some room to run. He's got one man to beat. Spanky Smith gets wrapped up.
Straight up.
Number 3, Sean Burns on the touchdown-saving tackle.
Caught him by the shoestring. If it wasn't for that, it was down to the races. And the clock is running. They're unable to stop it, so they're going to have to hurry up and ground the ball.
I like that Upland's
Or
not
go for another play. You got to play in the back pocket, and
that's
there's
all day.
a defensive pass interference.
Yeah, number 7, Alex Samwell, flat out threw Dane Gosselin almost to the ground.
But
And he's still upset.
almost before he even caught the ball.
That might have been one of the more egregious PIs I've seen in the last several weeks, and you got to hand it to number 7, Alex Samwell. He's got a lot of pride out there. That might have been the easiest flag to throw all night for the referees, but Alex Samwell still got his hands up, kind of saying, "What did I do?" So that's going to give a 1st down to Upland here with 18 seconds. Let's see if they can punch this through the end zone here and carry on strong and heading into next week. And Jackson, number 8, back. He's looking deep. He's got Spanky Smith once again.
Spanky trying to get out of bounds, and does he? And he does, stopping the clock at 11.7.
Great wherewithal from Spanky Smith. Know where he is on the field. He knows that there's hardly any time remaining in this game.
Knowing he has to get out of bounds, or that's the game. We've got a whistle.
Not sure what that's all about. Timeout, Villa Park.
Timeout, Villa Park.
They didn't like what they're seeing.
And that's the last time out of the half for either team. So that's the last time anybody's going to be able to stop the clock. And granted, they're up by 14 with 11 seconds left. But the old saying is you can't take your timeouts home with you. So exactly probably what the head coach from Villa Park was thinking there. And yeah, Villa Park, they're part of the Bravo League. They're currently in 4th place. I mean, they're all non-league games. In addition to Villa Park in the Bravo League, you got Yorba Linda, San Juan Hills, Corona Del Mar, or CDM as the kids like to say. And they're led by their head coach, Dusan Ancic, who's also a teacher there at Villa Park, according to my sources.
Yeah, a lot of beach schools.
Yeah, you talk about beach schools, Corona Del Mar, but not so much Yorba Linda.
Yeah, but it's a little bit more towards Fullerton. But they're going to be playing Newport. This is a beach city as well.
All right, let's see if Upland can score here with just over 10 seconds remaining. Quan Jackson looking into his offensive coordinator here. Jackson waiting for the snap. Jackson looking. He's got a man. It looks like he's got a
Great catch into the end
touchdown.
zone.
Number 87, Eric Talamontes for the Scots.
Makes up for that drop pass earlier.
Absolutely. And
Touchdown will cure that.
will it ever? And Upland's not going down without a fight here, as they still got 8 seconds left. If we could get a good onside kick here, anything can
And then
happen.
get down, or if that onside kick ends up in a fumble and they run it all the way down. I can't see it.
Hodeker with
going
the
longer
extra
than that.
point. Well, you got to give it up to these Upland kids, as they know the game's almost out of reach, and they didn't quit at all. They stuck to their game plan. They actually adjusted their game plan. They started throwing the ball downfield. The receivers stepped up, made some tough catches. Laquan Jackson made some fantastic throws. Laquan Jackson threads the needle there for that touchdown throw to senior Eric Talamontes. And as you had mentioned, completely makes up for that pass he had dropped earlier. And definitely going on for the onside kick here.
Well, in a preseason game, if you're trying to see what you're going to do in these types of situations, this is good practice for Upland when the games are on the line.
And let's see if Hodeker can get some funky kind of bounce here. Oh, good hop, but number 8.
Same sure-handed fella.
Yeah.
He's going to take it down.
Yeah, number 8. Ethan Hedrick didn't panic at all. Just took a step back and fielded that ball very safely and puts this game away. But Upland did make it a little interesting there at the end with those 2 late touchdowns through the air. So they got something to build off moving into next week. I liked a lot what I saw from the receiving core. After a sluggish second and third quarter, they really stepped it up in the fourth quarter to put a little bit of pressure here on Villa Park, as Villa Park just played a really efficient ball game on both the ground and through the air. You got to be impressed with the quarterback Vince Legata, who takes a knee to put this game away officially as the time goes to 0.
Yeah, they saw what worked, they found some weaknesses, and they exploited it, and they were successful at it. And the quarterback is just very aware of what's going on in the pocket, and he's able to flush out things and get to his receivers quickly.
Yeah.
It was a fairly close game, and kind of got away from them in the fourth quarter. But there's something to work towards as they go on to the season.
Yeah, and with the
we
final
got stuff to work with and work on.
And that final score, 24-17, Villa Park moves to 2-1, and Upland goes to 0-3 on the young season.
Once again, thanks to our sponsor, Cup of Tea and Snacks across the street by the Vaughn Shopping Center. 15% off if you show them your Upland ID. for their nachos and their bobas. Go check them out. I've been James Mira and Sean Smith, directed by Andrew Herring. Audio Dewan Jackson, and Nate Gunawan, Bradley Sangster, Charles Statistician, David Mota, Alaleva, Andres Hurtado, Alexa Hurtado, and Will Wirtz, Kayla Nwankwo, helping us out up here in the press box. I'd like to thank the audience here, and we'll see you in a couple weeks back here at home against, looks like Bishop Almont. All right. Thanks for tuning in to Upland Sports. See you in a couple weeks.
See you in a couple weeks. Thank you.